Hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. This week, I thought I'd talk about a time when Jesus was in Jerusalem, and there were actually only days to go before Easter. Now, I know we are nowhere near Easter at the moment, but Jesus gave some good answers to some tricky questions, and I thought it was good for us to think about them. So today, Jesus is asked two questions, both designed to try and trick him into giving a bad answer. He would often go to the temple and teach anyone who was around. Now, you might be forgiven for thinking the temple in Jerusalem was a bit like a big church, but it wasn't. It was a massive complex. It had several different areas that were separated from each other. And as you went in, each area, as you got closer to the centre, you got closer to the most holy places. And each time you moved closer into a new area, fewer people were allowed into that space. Until, at the very centre, only the high priest was allowed to go, and even then he was only allowed in once a year. But the outer courts of the temple were insanely busy. They were noisy, they were full of all sorts of people coming to the temple for different reasons. And this is where Jesus would have been, in the place with lots of people. And on this occasion, a group of important priests, teachers and other leaders came and asked Jesus, "Who gave you the authority to teach the things you do?" But Jesus answered them with another question. He asked them, "Who gave John the Baptist the right to baptize people?" Now this completely stumped them. You see, their problem was that John had taught that Jesus was sent by God. It was also generally believed that John was a prophet of God. And since John had been killed a little time before by the king, they couldn't dishonour his memory without causing a public outcry. So they simply said, "We don't know." So Jesus replied to their question, "Then I won't tell you either." Next was something sure to get people going. Jesus was asked whether the people should pay taxes to the occupying Roman forces. Should they pay taxes to the Emperor of Rome? No one liked the Romans. So what would Jesus say? If he said yes, then he would suggest that he was a collaborator with the Romans and would instantly lose the trust of the people. If he said no, then these people would report him to the Roman authorities as a troublemaker and get him arrested. So what would Jesus say? He said, "Has someone got a coin? Pass me the coin." And looking at it, he asked the people whose name and face were on it. The answer was, of course, the emperor's. So Jesus told to them, "Give to the emperor what belongs to him, and give to God what belongs to God." There was nothing that anyone could say. They were amazed and they just had to keep quiet. I guess, that answer still holds true today. What belongs to God, you might ask? As a Christian, I believe that God is the creator of everything, so you could say, well, everything belongs to him. When I look for some kind of image of that ownership, like the picture of the emperor on the coin, I might look at this amazing world, at some of the beautiful places in it, to the sky, to the stars, to the tiny detail on a flower. I do believe God asked us to look after this world. How good a job we're doing of that would be the subject of a longer conversation, I think. But it's worth thinking about. This world of ours is incredibly amazing in so many ways, and yet we often don't look after it in the way that we should. What can we do to change that? Each of us, maybe in a small way. But when we all do something different, it becomes a bigger response. God bless you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.